Good evening, squad. How are we doing tonight? Hey, MTV CDM. Hey, Eric. Okay, I think I got everything set up properly. We're gonna finish 428 tonight, like bonus content-wise, because we're done it. There's 2 scenarios left that we can do. I don't know how long they'll take. We'll figure that out. All prepped to get myself on the road at ass o'clock in the morning. Oh, you haven't left yet? I thought you had already left. I've been scoping out the cons channel in Loading Ready Run Discord, reading all about the people who are getting ready to go, and people talking about parking, which sounds like a nightmare. Oh, okay, you live in driving distance. That makes sense. Yeah, I wouldn't go early then either. Well, earlier than you have to. I'm kind of in a little bit of rough shape right now. I had an orthodontist appointment yesterday, so my teeth are still a little fragile, and the fact that they're not happy that things happened to them. But they're hopefully working towards getting better. There's like this one tooth that didn't have a bracket on it for the longest time because it was too far back, and now it's pulled forward enough that it got a bracket. So that's kind of exciting to the degree that the only thing in my mouth now are actual braces and not the millions of other things they kept putting in my mouth. So that's fun. I find it weird half this game's content is locked behind the true ending, which itself is locked behind getting all the true endings. Kind of, I guess. I mean, it's so... a lot of the stuff in it is so extra to the story. Like, the mean clean scenario with the whole water bottle isn't really a thing. The thing between Suzune, like, it's just kind of extra info. It's almost like you read a story and then someone was like, hey, all those NPCs I wrote, here's their big backstories. Like, it's not necessary to the main story of the game. It is a little weird that there's so much of it. Yep. Do wish your mix was a bit. Alright, so the next scenario, and the funny thing is you have to do these in order, right? You can't do mean clean unless you've done, what did it say? Mean clean was only available after all the bad endings, seeing the true end, completing Suzune and Kanan's thing, and in order to do the next one, Conspiracy, you can't do that unless you've completed Mean Clean. So it's weirdly linear in how this 100%ing of things go. So, let's see. We need to bring up the timeline. We need to go to Norikawa. And we need to go to 1735. Bum, bum, bum. I mean, doing all of this is gonna help us, platinum the game. Which is not always a thing I try to go out of my way to do, but at the same time I do kind of like unlocking achievements. I don't usually do it on stream though. Alright, let's read the entire step out. Let's read ahead and don't find out that you need to fold eggs or something ahead of time. Let's see. Start at the second choice. The common name thing. Choose option B. Oh, an option we haven't chosen before. Wait a few seconds without advancing the text and you will hear a Japanese voice with subtitles at the bottom of the screen. When you are told, turn the dial, repeatedly rotate the right analog stick and the on-screen image will periodically become distorted. The input recognition can be a little finicky here. I've had the best luck to start pressing to the left, then turn it clockwise at the rate of 1 rotation per second. When done oh wait, what do you mean when done correctly? You can screw this up? That seems weird. When done correctly, you will bring up a black screen with several pages of text. Okay. That sounds... I didn't think you could fail something in a... Choose option B, Nakamura. Now that you say that... Alright, well, let's just hope it works. Wait a few seconds. Without advancing the text, you will hear a Japanese voice with subtitles at the bottom of the screen. When you are told to turn the dial, do the thing. At least it's pleasant music while you wait. Yeah, I don't know how anyone's supposed to figure all of this out. I mean, some of the mini-story stuff tells you where to go. Like, there's hints to it from the quiz. Not all of it. I'm a little skeptical that this is gonna work now that, because the option it says is Nakamura. And that name was not here. So I don't really know that this is right. Well, now we're stuck on this screen. We live here now forever. Forever. This seems like it's not working. I feel like it's not working. Yeah, there's a mustache. Hey, Clenchy Squid. It's Heather. This is the era where you can just find a guide for free. You don't have to go download the game and pay $20 for it. That's fair. Yeah. I feel like this is not working. Yep, nope. Ah! Okay, we weren't quite there yet. Okay. Okay, now I feel better about this. We're waiting on the wrong screen, technically. I know you're receiving this. It's me, Nakamura. I need you to adjust the frequency of your device. Okay. Try turning the dial like you're turning a radio. Did it... Summary. Narakawa is despondent after hearing that Toyama's... Wait, this isn't what I... It said turn the dial, repeatedly rotate. Oh wait, I have this wrong stick. No, do I have to wait again? Maybe I have this up. Watch me fail at a visual novel. Of all things. Will you come back, mysterious Nakamura voice? If I wait here? Nakamura, please come back. Oh no, maybe I need to go back to the timeline. Okay, maybe what we'll do, we'll come back here. We'll just go backwards and we'll come back forwards and it'll be fine. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Maybe I can trick you. Come on, Nakamura. Return. There we go. Okay. He's not lost.
しもし、もしもし。急いでコントローラーをグリグリしてください。グリグリ、グリグリ。よし。じゃあ今から送信します。
Okay. You'll have to forgive me. This is the only way I can keep them from watching. They are wary of me. It's not as easy as it used to be to sneak a message into a game. That's why I've used this transmission program to send my message to you. Surely they won't notice this. My name is Koichi Nakamura, chairman of Spikesoft. I don't believe you. Given publicity interviews for our new game, so perhaps you're familiar with my face. But the Koichi Nakamura that you have seen is not actually me. He is one of them, a skillful impersonator who has taken my place. I mean, the scenario is called conspiracy. Yet, it seems that my captors are fickle masters. My only form of entertainment in this room is the TV. And just the other day, I saw my other self on the screen, and he looked subtly different, than the one I've seen before. The original Koichi Nakamura, who replaced me, seems to have nothing more than a disposable pawn to them as well. I've been locked up in this tiny room for a long time. Telling the world about my captivity seemed impossible, and I had long since given up. But now, a chance has suddenly come my way. The other day, the fake me came to my prison room with a request. He told me to remake my old game, Door, so that a version could be included in this game. He told me that I had 1 hour. I mean, that seems mean. I don't know how long your game is, but I tried to tell him that this was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He just said, "I'll be back in 1 hour," and departed. I'm sure he intended to torture me mercilessly if I didn't meet my deadline. I had no choice. I had to do it. I dragged a dusty PC from the corner of the room and started coding as hard as I could. A half hour later, I had managed to finish. I gave the code a test play. I hadn't managed to reproduce all the fine details, but it worked, so that was good. Still, not having played Door in so long, I'd forgotten how difficult it could be. I spent about 20 minutes struggling with it, and then I got an idea. I could hide my message in the code of this program. If all I did was hide it, though, they were certain to find it. In order to keep them from spotting it, I decided to include this transmission program. This should protect my secret. Just now I received a signal from your gaming device. I am writing this message in reply. Quite frankly, I didn't expect to succeed. But I did! My fingertips are trembling with anticipation. These transmissions are my only means of contacting the outside world. I'm begging you, please, if you can, keep this game close at hand at all times, and every so often, boot the game up and check to make sure my messages are still alive. A day will come when I am able to reveal their plan. But until that day comes, please, don't let this game out of your possession. You have my deepest thanks for playing. Koichi Nakamura. Okay, we did it. Alright. We'll go back to here so we can fix this timeline. Oops. Okay. Well, that was conspiracy. So, I guess the other scenario is, it's called True Conspiracy. After completing the conspiracy scenario, bring up the timeline, go to Achi. No, again, we're not coming back that many times. I mean, I also intended to lend this game out, so to a couple friends, though I do not intend to keep it in my possession at all times. He doesn't know that. 1705. Skip through the text until you see side of the road. Bum bum bum. Can't abandon somebody in trouble. What are you supposed to do? Beef bowls. Dum dum dum. People are idiots. Sister's smart. Appearing at the road ahead. That's not a side of the road. Here we are. Oh, good. Let's see. Where else? Contains the jump to the final chapter of Mean Clean Stereo. Okay. Am I supposed to jump to it, though? It just says, until you see the side of the road tip, which contains the jump to the final chapter of Mean Clean. Oh, okay, no. I do need to go into that. Okay. Jump into this scenario. From there, use the down again to skip to the last page. Then scroll back up until the reread option lights up. So I scroll down to the last page. Say that right. Then scroll back up until reread option lights up. The text on the screen should start with Big Joe and Flaps tumble to the ground. This is apparently a shortcut. From there, you can press the touch and side to set the text to auto-advance, let the remainder of the chapter play out. At the end, there will be a different final message from the directional words in all caps. Press those directions. You will need to do this before the screen fades to black. At the very end, there'll be a final message. Press the directions on the D-pad. Do this before screen fades to black. Alright. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. Do, 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 do. Put me in the recycling container. Remember, I'm gonna ask you to take the bottle cap off. It'll be dramatic. Here's the sad music. Toss me in the bin! Do it! Then they tossed him in the bin. And also, you gotta take the cap off. Yeah, I downloaded some indie titles. I've mostly been playing Necrodancer. Because I realized I haven't really played through it. We kind of just mess around with it in Rhythm Cafe. I forgot the game even had story. Like, not a lot of story, but something. What else have I played? I played some of Minute, but not a lot of it. So I haven't really figured out impressions upon that. But it seems neat. You were the cleanest. I mean, he was water. It's hard to be. Now the curtain falls after a very long day. All is right with the city at last. You can tell. There are no more left. Oh! Ha! Right, left, up. Down. Haha, I see. It had the words hidden in the text. Hey, Brew Crew. Ah, yes, more of this conspiracy. You're in time for the true conspiracy scenario, which thankfully I did correctly and almost screwed up. Because, you know, just come back here. Oh, look at all those heart coffee cups. Only Angel X, thank you for that resub. 7 months. Hey, Brew Crew. If you're not familiar with me, my name's Heather. We're in the middle of finishing, I guess, 428. We're doing some bonus content in it. I just did a ridiculous sequence of button presses and events in order to open this section up, and so now we're going to read it. The event before this was called Conspiracy, and somebody's locked in a room, and now they're giving us another secret message. I've slipped out of the room where they keep me, and am currently typing on the keyboard at a programmer's desk. I think he'll be back soon, so I need to be brief. This may sound like it's all nonsense, but please, bear with me. I believe that he has included a message in this game, passing it off as the truth. A message in which he claims to be the victim. This message can only be viewed after you've played the game over and over. Upon reading it and feeling the sense of accomplishment that comes with it, you may be inclined to simply believe what it says. But it is all lies. It is the cunning trap set by Koichi Nakamura to deceive you. Do not be fooled. I got wind of his plan a long while back. Oh, this is from the other dude. It was summer, several years ago. He had hidden a message in a game he'd developed back at the time. Later, while out drinking with a friend who plays games, the subject of the secret message came up. My friend had played the game and had seen the message, but he had said there was no phone number included. The message I saw, however, definitely included a phone number. I thought it was strange, but I was curious enough to give it a call. A man answered. He spoke in a low, hushed voice. "Mr. Kitajima," he said, "could you please come here right away?" he asked. I headed for the designated location, which was in the Shibuya ward of Tokyo. Then, as I stood alone in the darkness of a side street, I was grabbed from behind, blindfolded, and abducted. I was struck on the back of the head with a blunt instrument, and immediately lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in a tiny room with no windows. 2 other people were there. Takamaru Abiko and Kinoko Nasu, writers for the game. They had both been kidnapped the same way, locked up, and forced to write the game scenarios. Nasu had been brought in relatively recently, but it sounded like Abiko had been locked in there for over a decade. Right now, the people operating as myself, Abiko, and Nasu are not the real us, but fakes employed by Nakamura. The details of my imprisonment naturally began to slip into my writing. I'll cut to the chase here. It was late at night, and I had come close to finishing up writing the scenario for this game. I could hear voices coming from the room next to mine. The voices of Nakamura and his underlings. I couldn't believe what I heard. They said they had programmed the game to emit some kind of electromagnetic waves. I couldn't really hear that well from the game's screen, which would let them know who had purchased it. If the game console connected to the internet, things got even more sinister. It would send a signal to them online, giving them the user's name and address. I couldn't make out all the finer details, but this conversation was peppered with words like abduction, brainwashing, and submission, so it's clear they had some kind of nefarious plan in the works. That's why I decided to leave this message here, to warn you that you're at risk, and the danger is getting ever nearer. Of course, you have to have played the game in several parts and opened all the bonus content to even get this point, so I'm not sure how this was going to happen to save you. It wasn't easy including this message in a way that they won't find. If they do discover it, they will surely kill me. By the time you read this, I may already have left the world of the living. But when I think of you, an innocent gaming enthusiast, just looking to play a great game, I cannot stand idly by and do nothing. If it's been a month or more since you purchased this game, then they almost certainly know who you are. It's only a matter of time before they show up at your home. Maybe it's already too late. They might already be right there, keeping an eye on you as they wait for the right moment to strike. Well, we're already dead. Has anyone moved into your neighborhood lately? Did the clerk at the nearby convenience store get replaced by someone else? If you live with parents or siblings, take a good close look at their faces. It's not inconceivable that they've been swapped out with convincing fakes. I mean, Beach did just leave for C2E2 this morning. Guess he's gonna be fake when he comes back. You don't feel like there's someone watching over your shoulder right now, do you? Nope. Wait, if you do sense a watcher, don't just turn around. Should have read that part before I did it. If you do, they will notice, and you'll become their prey on the spot. Just act like you're enjoying the game and haven't noticed anything unusual. Well, too late. Maybe you don't believe me, but this is all true. The conspiracy's getting bigger. It's spread throughout Japan, throughout the rest of the world. Now it's on your very doorstep. This is not the first time I've included a message like this in a game. The last time I did so, several brave people took action. Perhaps that's the reason why Koichi Nakamura grows more restless every day. Just a little more. We need just a little more patience. At long last, we have a chance to stop their secret plan. Try to hold out if you can. Robot Hitchhiker, hey, thank you for that resub. 12 months. I've been watching Heather secretly for a year. Don't get caught up in their conspiracy. Don't be deceived by their schemes. The day of our victory approaches. Aw, shit, yeah. Our victory is gonna be pride. Hey, platinumed. Very pretty. Hey, I'll take a pride victory over anything. What a weird extra piece of thing to put in the game. That's basically all of it. Yeah, fill that chat with pride emojis. I'd do it too. Where do they hide those? I don't use emojis. Here we go. Yeah, and that one too. Yeah, all the color. Good. Okay, I assumed that would take like a little bit longer. For a bit of context, Kanoku Nasu is the person who wrote Fate Stay Night and Tsukahime. Ah! I really thought those scenarios would take a little bit longer than that. Ah! Drop my game. Okay, I'm gonna quickly take us to a break screen for the purposes of YouTube and actually catching up on putting 428 on the thing. This will be where 428's playthrough cuts off.